A warm welcome to our English session of today. Good morning, students. How are you, children? Very fine, you are. Right. Very happy to meet you through this video. And I hope that you are also doing fine at home and you are very well preparing your lessons with dedication and sincerity. I just met one student recently and I asked him, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to submit my test paper to school." And I asked whether you are preparing your lessons. He said, "Do we have 12th standard exam this year, madam?" And I'm just getting the answers from some of my friends and writing the test. I just wrote what my friend has sent me through mobile. See, don't do it, children. Sometimes, even if the school reopens, we may not get time to revise all the lessons. Right? We do not know what is going to happen. So, sincerely follow the advice given by our government, our school, our teachers, and prepare your lessons. The remaining, let us wait and see what is happening. And we must be ready to face even the worst, right? So don't roam about. And he says that I have not seen the videos. Even if I have to see 2 videos, it takes some net card is getting over very soon, and I could not proceed further. All these rubbish things he's saying and escaping from the situation when I talk to him. So children, don't do it. Sincerely prepare your lessons. Now come back to our class. Now they have just imagined in their mind of having a chair in sugar cane color, that color of the sugar cane, and it is there in their mind's eye. Take page number 145. Now that suggestion, that chair is, 2 identical chairs are there in the picture. Everyone felt that she was right. So everybody felt that the sister's suggestion is correct. So it was arranged for 2 chairs to be made immediately, one for us and the other for Mamana. So they have come to a conclusion that a chair of that sugar cane color must be made, one for us and one for our mama. When the 2 chairs arrived, we did not know which one to keep and which one to send to Mamanar. When the chairs came, we could not select the best out of this 2 because both looks alike, looks the same. If you look at one, you did not need to see the other. They were like Rama, Lakshmana. So they are very identical. We kept one and sent the other to Mamana. We could not select the best one from that. So we took one and sent the other one to Mamana. We had a doubt. Had we sent the better one to him? So we have a doubt whether the best one has gone to Mamana. Since they could not make out which one is the best, they are alike, identical. One by one, we took turns to sit on the chair. Now we are very happy to have a chair in our home. 5 minutes, elder brother sits. The next 5 minutes, the other one. Then the elder sister. So in turn, they sat on the chair. Never felt like getting up from it. So when they sit there, they never feel like getting up from the chair. During this Onam season, in olden days it was very uh, very well enjoyed by the people of this Kanyakumari district and Kerala, this Unjal. And when we sit on it, we never get down from it. And there will be just people waiting in children waiting in queue to get the next seat, but we will never get down from it. Just like that, they are sitting on the chair, and they don't like to move move away from that chair, get down from the chair. But they had to, because others had to be given a chance. But we have to move from there, from the chair. We have to get down from the chair, because so many, my sister, a brother, and all the father, all these people are there. They also must get a chance to sit at least once. Pedana sat and exclaimed appreciatively, "Ha ha." He ran his hands over the arms of the chair. He sat cross-legged on it. Attai said, "We have to stitch a cover for it, otherwise it will get soiled." So that brother, Pedana, he sat on it, just rest his hand on the arm of the chair. He sit cross-legged, and when he sat cross-legged, Attai said, "See, we have to stitch a cover for this chair, otherwise it will get spoiled very soon." With the legs, muddy legs, they will be sitting on it, and it gets spoiled very soon. My little sister and brother fought over it frequently. Very often, my little sister and brother had a fight. They have a fight. They have fights for getting a place in the chair. She would shout at him, "You have been sitting on it for so long. Get up. I want to sit now." This is their fight. "Yo, I have just sat down. Look at her, Amma," he would say, his face puckering as if about to cry. So he said, "Ayo, I have just sat on it, Amma," but he is asking me to get down. See, and he is about to cry. The news of the arrival of our chair spread like fire around the village. So the arrival of our chair to our home has spread throughout the village. People, children, and adults arrived in hordes to see the chair. Group by group, young people, old people, small children, kids, everybody came one after the other in groups to see the chair. So we are really proud to have the chair in our home. A few even stroked it. An old man lifted the chair. They touched the chair and checked how it is made, and one old man even came and lifted the chair. Quite heavy. This is the comment made by the old man. He's made it sturdy. The carpenter has made it very strong. He commented the carpenter. He appreciated the carpenter who has made the chair. So now the chair arrived and everyone is happy. They are vying with each other to sit on the chair, and the whole village people came in groups to see the chair. A few days passed by. Now one chair is in Mamana's house, one chair is in our other's house. Few days passed. One night, someone knocked on the door. Somebody knocked at the door at night. Pedana, who was sleeping in the inner pile, opened the door. Pedana was very close to the door. He came and opened the door. They said that an important person had just died in the village and that they needed the chair. So the people who came and knocked at the door said that one important person in our village has demised and we need the chair for the final rituals. Since the deceased was also known to us, we too attended the funeral. That dead person is very well known to us also. So we provided the chair to the people who came, and we too attended the funeral ceremony. It was on our chair that they had propped up the eminent person. In our chair only, they have made the person to sit. Right. Till now, in our village, they always seated the corpse only on the floor. In our village, it is a custom that we make the dead person to sit on the floor. A grinding stone also was laid on the floor and propped up to keep the corpse from rolling away. Usually, we used to make the dead bodies to sit on the grinding stone. I told you it is ural in Tamil, we used to say. A gunny sack stuffed with millet straw would be rested against it. So, a sack will be stuffed with this hay, and it will be just supporting the dead person from falling. Against this bolster, the corpse would be placed as if reclining on it. So, a sack filled with some hay will be kept to support the body to sit erect. From where our townspeople picked up this new fad of propping up a corpse on the chair. From that day onwards, it has become a custom in our village to use the chair for the dead person to sit. We had no clue, but from the day troubles began for our chair. So from that day onwards, our chair has got into trouble. So very often people dies and at once they come to this people to ask the chair and they have to provide it since it is a thing which we cannot refuse. They just gave it to him. They had moved from floor tickets to chair ticket. Now the dead bodies of that village has got a promotion from floor ticket to chair ticket. That is sarcastically there. When the occasion in that household was over, they left the chair in our front yard. When the funeral ceremony gets over, they bring that chair back to our home and they will keep it on the veranda. The children of the house were scared even to look at the chair. So now, Pedana, his brother, sister, everyone are very much frightened even to look at the chair. We had the servant take it to the well and give it a good hard scrub with hay and wash it down with 15 big buckets of water. So, our servant used to, after that, they brought it back, and when it is kept on the veranda, our servant took it to the well, near the well, and gave a good hard scrub with the help of the hay. That hay in a bundle, they will take and just give a very good scrub, and it will be clean with 15 buckets of water. Even after several days, no one had the guts to sit on it. So after washing it, it is there in the veranda. No one is interested in sitting on the chair. They are scared of the chair. They may imagine maybe the dead person sitting on it. Maybe. We did not know how to bring it back to use. We don't like to use it again. We do not know how to bring it back to use. Fortuitously, a guest visited our house one day. After a few days, the chair is in the veranda without being used by anyone. One day, a guest visited our home. We had the chair brought for him. We just brought the chair for him. Don't bother, I will sit here. he said, and went towards the cloth mat. We were afraid that he would sit on the floor. The whole family persuaded him to sit on the chair. As soon as he sat down, my little brother and sister fled to the garden in the backyard. Now and then they peeped in to see what happened to the man on the chair. So he just went to sit on the floor, but we just compelled him, asked him to sit on the chair and provided him with a chair. He was sitting on it and talking with the inmates of our home, mother, father, and other people. We people, because of fear, we just rushed back to our old garden. And from there, very often we come back and just peep to see what is happening to that guest, whether anything is happening to the guest. What will happen? What will happen there? Nothing will happen, right? Nothing will happen, but this children has some fear, right? The next day, the local elder dropped by and chose to sit on the chair on his own, bringing us even more relief. He is rehearsing on the chair now itself, whispered Padana in my ear. The next day, the local elder man, he came and sat on it. This is how we seasoned the chair. First, the elders in the family sat on it. The children were still upright. My little sister would beg my little brother, "Why don't you sit on it first, Da?" He would retort instantly, "Why don't you sit and see?" So, my elder brothers used to say, the younger one, "You go and sit first. After that, I will." The younger will say, "You sit since you are the elder. After that, I will." Sugandhi from the neighboring street came by and put her baby brother on the chair. It was only from then on that the children of our house sat on the chair without fear. So Sugandhi, one of our neighbor, one day came to our home with a child and she made the small child to sit on the chair. From that day onwards, our fear disappeared and we used the chair without fear. Again, one night, someone died and they took away the chair. When that fear gets over, almost at the verge of getting over, again another one person died in our village. And they came for the chair. This happened even so often. We sent away the chair with the sadness. The mourners who came interpreted our sadness differently. They assumed that we too were mourning for the dead. When they came for the chair, we too feel very sad because we don't want to give the chair. That is why we feel sad. But the people who came to take the chair thinks that we are also mourning along with the relations. We were irritated that our sleep was being thus disturbed. Akka remarked one day, "God knows why these wretched people have to go and die at such unearthly hours." Anna said exasperately, "Good chair we made for the corpse of our village to sit on. Chai." Right. So, very often when these people come for the chair, they get disturbed. One day, Akka says, "God knows why these wretched people have to go and die at such unearthly hours. Why these people are dying at this time when we are badly in need of this chair, when we get rid of our fear." But Anna said, "Good chair we made. We made a good chair for the dead bodies of our village. All because the chair was ordered at an inauspicious time," said our aunt. Our auntie said, "See, all this has happened. It is used for the dead bodies because it is not made in a good time." Right? Nalla neram we will say. Right? It is inauspicious time. It is not in good time we have made it. Pedana finally thought of an idea. We kept it to the two of us. Pedana finally thought of an idea. We kept it to the two of us. Anyway, we can sit. Amma sent me on an errand to Mamana's house one day. One day, anyway, they have decided we can use it because the fear gets over. Now, after a few days, Amma sent me to Mamana's house on an errand for some business. One day, I was sent to my uncle's house, Mamanar's house. When I entered his house, there he was, sitting in splendor on his chair and popping betel leaves into his mouth. So when I went there, I saw my Mamanar sitting on the chair and majestically he is just eating betel leaves. Betel. It was an interesting pastime in itself to see him prepare and chew the betel leaves, carefully with utmost gentleness so as not to injure it. He would open his beloved betel box, a span wide and elbow long and 4 fingers high. He would clean and burnish it every day till it shone like gold. He would reverently take out his paraphernalia as if taking out things from the puja box. So he will just open the betel box and take the necessary things to eat along with the betel leaves. Though he wiped the betel leaves clean, he never pinched off the stalk, the end of it. So thriftily was he. He was such a conjuice person. He will not just pinch the stiff of the betel leaf. He eats along even the stalk of it. If he found the coarse leaf, he would strip the veins off, which always made us think of the old riddle chant about the betel leaves. He would sniff the broken acorn. Sniffing was supposed to ward off intoxication. Then he would blow on the nut to get rid of the invisible acorn worms. That is why the sniffing and blowing, slow to begin with, would increase in speed, hand moving from nose to mouth, until with great noise, mash, mash, it was popped into the mouth. Tabak. So with the great preparation, paku, sunambu, all this along with that betel leaf, just eats. To find out how tidy a person is, all one has to do is to look at his lime paste dabba. Where this was concerned, Mamanar was unmatched. Even the excess lime paste on his finger wasn't wiped off unnecessarily on other objects. You could press his lime paste dabba to your eyes with reverence. His ever-ready torch, bought 15 years ago, was still in use, bright and spanking new, as if bought just now. The one brought by our family at the same time had sprung a leak, dented, yellowing, and pitiable. It looked like a chronic patient about to die. So we have a here. He said that our Mamanar has an ever-ready torch. It is also an old one, but he is using it well, and still it looks new. So here in this paragraph, the author says that our Mamanar handles things very carefully since he is a stingy person. No one but him could use the chair in the house. The first thing he did as soon as he got up every morning was to wipe it. So the only person who uses the chair in Mamana's house is he himself alone. Whereas in our house, myself, Appa, Amma, Patti, and brother, sister, everybody, even the neighboring child uses the chair. But here, nobody uses except that Mamana. Every morning when he gets up, he just take a small piece of cloth and wipe it off, dusting it, cleaning it. Had it to be shifted, he himself carried it and put it down carefully. If it needs some shifting, he just very slowly shifted it to the next place, as if placing down gently a mud pot brimming with water. Just like a mud pot filled with water is handled very carefully by us, just like that. He just carries the chair very carefully. As soon as he saw me, Mamanar greeted me. Welcome, dear nephew. Won't you have some betel? Then he himself answered, if schoolboys started chewing betel, chickens will start butting. So, Mamanar just received him with a warm welcome and asked him whether you need a betel. That is a custom. In olden days, people, when somebody comes to our house, the first thing they used to give is a betel tappa. And that is just like we people giving tea nowadays, right? That is a mark of receiving people. Again, the next moment he says, oh, schoolboy you are, you should not touch it. I conveyed to him that Amma asked me to and returned home. I told him that Amma asked me to come here and to find out how you are and come back. At an ungodly hour in the night, there was a knock on the door. Everyone at home was fast asleep. I woke up. Badana. Untime at night, I heard a knock at the door. Everyone was fast asleep, so I woke up Badana, my brother. A few people from the house of Bearman stood outside for the chair. Pedana took them into the street. I too followed. So, some grief people, mourning people, came for the chair. When they finished telling us what they came for, Pedana replied patiently, chair only? No, it's in our Mamana's house. Go and ask him. He will give it. After sending them off, we returned home chuckling noiselessly. So when they came, we said, we just laughed at when we saw them asking, coming for the chair. We, by their facial expression, we could understand that they are from the dead house. And before they were narrating their story, we asked them, do you come here for the chair? Ah, yes, the chair is not here. It is in our Mamana's house. So you go and ask him and get it. And these children started to chuckle, laugh noiselessly, because that Mamanar is a conjuice person. He just lifted just like a mud pot with water, handling it very carefully, wiping it very neatly. You only he himself is using it. So So they were laughing like anything, noiselessly, right? Tossing Appa asked sleepily, who was it? So by hearing our jiggle, Appa asked, who has come there? What else? Some fellows want our bullocks for threshing. Somebody has come here asking for this, our bullocks for harvesting season. They will thresh the harvest, for that purpose they have come. Pulling the bed sheet tightly over him, Appa turned and went back to sleep. So since it is the matter regarding the threshing problem, our Appa went to sleep. Now it was raining in Mamana's forest. Right? Now the remaining is the people might have gone to Mamana's house. There, what is happening, we will see in the next class. Okay? Okay, children, just a little is left out and we will see it in the next class. Go through the lesson, find out the synonyms and other things which you have to prepare for your exam point of view, and don't waste your precious time. Right? We will meet in the next class. Till then, God bless you.